Ever wonder how some small businesses CEOs manage to conquer their niche on Google while others keep struggling for attention? Usually, the secret stays in something called topical authority. Stick around, and I will show you how you can achieve it and why the missing piece in your SEO strategy. In this video, you'll discover three key things that will transform your approach to SEO and organic traffic. First, the best practices for building topical authority so you can start ranking higher for the topics that matter most for your business and audience. The tools you need to accelerate your journey to becoming a recognized authority without the guesswork. I will show you how I create a topical map and why your content strategy might not be working and what you can do to fix it, because building authority isn't a one size fits all approach. Stick around until the end to discover the secrets of SEO success with topical authority. Think about when you are looking for medical advice. You wouldn't go to a general practitioner for a specialized issue, right? You'd go to a cardiologist if you had high blood pressure concerns, for example. Similarly, search engines like Google prioritize experts on a specific topic. Building topical authority means becoming that cardiologist of your niche, so Google trusts you as the go-to source. Logic. What is topical authority? Topical authority means becoming a recognized expert in a specific area by creating in-depth, high-quality content that covers all the aspects and questions your audience might have, or at least a higher coverage than the competition. To keep the above-mentioned example, the more content you have related to heart diseases, covering all angles and perspectives related to them, the more Google trusts you as an authority in this subject. Higher Google trust translates into higher places in SERPs. As you create a content hub around your niche, search engines begin to associate your site with expert level knowledge in that area. Why does topical authority matter to search engines? Search engines prioritize content that is authoritative, expert driven, and trustworthy. That's no news. Google's EEAT system, meaning experience, authority, and trustworthiness, is key when determining rankings these days. The primary purpose is to rank the best sources that provide reliable, well researched content on specific topics. The more focused your content is, the more likely Google sees you as an authority on that subject. A website that covers multiple topics may lack the depth Google favors, making it harder to rank for competitive keywords. If your site covers a specific niche, Google sees it as more authoritative. Websites with a narrow focus can produce more in-depth, expert-level content, which Google values highly. Google's algorithm ranks content based on how well it answers users' queries. If your site is highly focused and comprehensive on a specific topic, it stands out in search results related to that topic. For example, Investopedia covers a vast majority of aspects and questions related to investments, and you will find it as the top result search for investment and finance-related matters. If you look for what's ETF, or moving average indicator, or 401k plans, Investopedia will be the top results thanks to its topical authority, among others. But by now, Investopedia is a very well-known site with a long existence and strong brand presence. So it's not that surprising. But here's another example. Trustandwill.com. Their traffic started skyrocketing in 2021, and it's mainly due to building topical authority. They have over 1,000 top quality articles covering estate planning and probate. As we speak, this is probably one of the most powerful existing sites in this niche. How to build topical authority, a step-by-step guide. Building topical authority is a methodical process. And while it may take time, the payoff in SEO performance and organic traffic is substantial. Here's how you can start. Step 1. Make a list of topics you want to focus on. Start by identifying the core topics you want your website to be known for. This should be relevant to your audience and align with your business goals. Think about the specific issues your target audience is facing and how you can offer solutions or insights. For example, if your website is about digital marketing, you might focus on topics like SEO, content marketing, paid ads, or analytics. Ensure these topics are narrow enough to build deep, expert level content. The more focused your topics, the easier it is to establish authority. Step number 2, use the right tools. Use tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, or Surfer SEO for keyword research, clustering, and topical map generation. Keyword research tools will help you discover related keywords and search volumes for the topics you want to target. They also allow you to identify keyword clusters, meaning groups of keywords that are related and can be grouped under a single main topic. By clustering your keywords, you can create a comprehensive content strategy that covers all the aspects of a specific topic. Here is an example. If you target SEO as a main topic, you might have clusters such as on-page SEO, link building, technical SEO, and SEO tools. This ensures that your content is well-rounded and addresses as many aspects as possible of your main topic. Step number 3, create content clusters. Content clusters involve creating a pillar page for your main topic and supporting content that link to it. For example, smaller blog posts that point to a certain question. The pillar page should cover the topic in depth, and each supporting page should delve into specific subtopics. For example, if you are a marketing agency that provides content strategy services, a pillar page may be how to create a content strategy. Its supporting smaller pages could be tips to create a content strategy for a startup, or the particularities of building a content strategy for a B2B software as a service business. Make sure your internal linking strategy is solid and links from your pillar page to the supporting content and vice versa. External backlinks are also critical. Reach out to reputable sites in your industry for backlinks that signal trust and authority to Google. Step number 4, regularly update your content to maintain your authority. Content freshness is essential for maintaining topical authority. Search engines like Google prioritize content that is up to date. Make it a habit to revisit and update your content regularly, whether that's adding new sections, revising statistics, or expanding on previous points. If you've created a content calendar, you can plan updates as part of your regular publishing schedule. By keeping content relevant and improving it over time, you are signaling to Google that your site remains a reliable and trustworthy source in your niche. Tools that I use to build topical authority. Building topical authority requires a strategic approach, and the right tools can make a big difference. Here are the tools that I currently use to build and track topical authority effectively. My tool of preference as we speak is Surfer SEO. Now, these are the tools that I currently use and are not sponsored or affiliate mentions. Server SEO is a tool designed specifically for optimizing content to rank higher, and now has an AI-backed topical map feature that I find quite valuable. The major plus of Server is that it helps you optimize your content before publishing or the publication. It does it via the audit section by analyzing the top rankings pages for a particular keyword and providing suggestions on how to make your content more authoritative. Ahrefs. Ahrefs is my go-to tool for keyword research, backlink analysis, and website audit tool. Keyword research is the feature of interest for topical authority. It allows you to find high-ranking terms related to your niche and determine the difficulty of ranking for specific keywords. Answer the Public. Answer the Public is another source that could deliver various questions and angles that can be introduced in your content plan. ChatGPT. I use it to gather supplementary keyword ideas that I check in one observation. ChatGPT composes keywords, and these are not necessarily those that people use when searching with Google or other search engines. Plus, I do some manual checks to avoid escaping valuable subtopics through the cracks. I'll show you how and why later in this video. These tools help identify the best topics to focus on and how to prioritize them by offering keyword insights and analyzing competitors. They also allow you to track how well you're building authority, offering data on rankings and content performance, and help fine tune your content strategy, ensuring you stay on track to become a recognized authority in your niche. Common mistakes: why topical authority isn't working as expected. Building topical authority isn't always straightforward, and many businesses make critical mistakes that hold them back from achieving the success they are looking for. Here are some common mistakes to watch out for. Trying to cover too many topics without depth, spreading your content too thin across multiple topics, and topical maps can hurt your authority. Instead of becoming a true expert in one area, you end up with shallow content on several topics, which in general Google doesn't favor. For example, if you're a medical clinic and cover multiple specialties like cardiology, pediatrics, dermatology, and rheumatology, you don't start working simultaneously on all these topical maps. You make them one by one. First, you complete the topical map related to cardiology. Then you move to the next one, let's say dermatology. Thus, focus on a narrow niche and create comprehensive, in depth content that answers every question related to that topic. Go deep, not wide. Another mistake is not building enough supporting content or backlinks. To build authority, it's not just about writing content. You need to support it with related content clusters and backlinks to show Google that you are the expert. How do you fix this? Create a content plan that includes related articles that support your main topics. Also, focus on building high quality backlinks from authoritative sites in your niche. Another common mistake is ignoring Google's EEAT signals, means expertise, experience, authority, and trustworthiness, and is a critical ranking factor for Google. If your content doesn't signal to Google that you are an expert or trustworthy source, your site will struggle to rank. Ensure your content is well researched, provides value to readers, and showcase your expertise. To boost trust, also include authors' bios, relevant credentials, and references to credible sources. Example. Here is an example of how I create a topical map. Let's take as example keyword probate lawyer Florida for a probate lawyer that provides this type of services in Florida. I use primarily Surfer SEO to generate the basic topical map and also the keyword research from Surfer SEO. So I input the keyword, click create topical map, and wait for the app to do its job. I like to look at this clustered keyword hierarchy because it's more visually appealing to me. So what we end up with is a list like this for the keywords that Surfer SEO delivers. I export in CSV this list of keywords, and after that, I import it into Airtable because I can use it better when doing the content creation flow. It will look like this in the end, after all my verifications are in place and already done. After I create the primary layer in Surfer SEO, I move on and use Ahrefs for the same keyword. I make the research, probate lawyer Florida. Go here and view all the keywords that are delivered. And also I export the keywords from here. We will have some CSV files like this and like this. And all this information, I will import it in Airtable because it's easier for me to manage the entire flow there. But let's see what Surfer delivers. Even if some of my colleagues or other marketers like to say, oh, let's do a topical map in 5 minutes here, there's this GPT or this app that do it so flawlessly in a couple of minutes. In my experience, there's no such thing that clapping hands and make the topical authority map. or the content strategy. For the simple reason that these are some tools, they deliver some results. They vary from niche to niche and from client to client. And you have to go manually and review everything and apply the particularities of your client. You can just import what these tools deliver and call it done. We have a topical map because this is strategy. This is the basis of loads of work after that with content creation and so on. And we cannot afford to have a wrong topical map or a wrong content strategy because we will waste efforts, work, money, and lost businesses fine. So I check everything that these tools deliver. For example, we are speaking about probate lawyer Florida. And if I look here at the first slide, I have here minor guardianship attorney. It might be that your client does not have such services. Even if they provide probate services, they might not have minor guardianship services. So this is questionable if it's to be included or not in the topical map. Formal administration, how does probate work in Florida? These are obvious, correct. Personal representative in Florida, contesting a will in Florida. But going down, we have here Broward County probate lawyer. When a user looks for a certain location, our client might not cover it. So this might not be a part of the final topical map. Or if we have Valser Law Firm, this is already a competitor. It's no way that we will include it in our final topical map. Miami probate attorney, most probably because it's a large city in Florida and our client most probably has services here. After that, when we have other examples like this, Charlotte County, Florida Probate Court. This is a different search intent. Users looking for the probate court of Charlotte County are not interested necessarily in probate services. One, and you cannot find authority sites in this niche. And they look for something else. Making an article on the Charlotte County, Florida probate court, it's not relevant. After that, I go also and check what ChatGPT delivers us. I used here a GPT from a fellow marketer, SEO topical map maker. And I asked it give me 100 topics for our imaginary client. But here again, you have to carefully check what the AI delivers. For example, Florida probate lawyer near me, making an article on this, it's probably not the best idea. And these keywords here first need to be clustered because they overlap one. And second, they need to be checked. For example, this one, Florida homestead exemption probate, if we check it enough steps to see if there is such volume for it. As you can see, the problem with AI generated keywords is the AI composes the keyword. And it's not necessarily what we people are looking for. And we are mainly interested in what words clients are using when searching for probate services in Florida. So all these should be checked manually because some just don't have volume, some overlap, and some might be wrong for our client because they might not deliver those services. They might have restrictions for the bar association, and all this needs to be checked. What I like to do, and I do always, irrespective of what these tools deliver me, I search with Google. I start with the first seed, probate lawyer Florida, and after that I check all these related keywords we have here. And everything that makes sense, I open another page and see what's behind that keyword also. Because we end up with this type of keywords that nor Ahrefs on its own, nor Surfer, nor ChatGPT delivers. Like probate process in Florida without a will. What happens if I don't file probate in Florida? How to avoid probate in Florida? How to file probate in Florida without an attorney? And like this, if we go step by step on all these keywords and check them all, we will find many keywords that the tools skip. Who becomes executor if there is no will in Florida? How long do you have to file probate after death in Florida without a will? So there are lots and lots of keywords that are skipped in this situation. Look here what types of keywords we have. How much does an estate have to be worth to go to probate? It's a very nice keyword to go after because it has a high volume and very little difficulty. But such a keyword will not be delivered, not by Surfer, not by Ahrefs in one simple research, ChatGPT not even to mention. So it's fundamental from my point of view to do this manual research and check all these keywords and all these angles that you might uncover and your clients would be interested in. Another example, what assets are exempt from probate in Florida? Look here, another keyword that is very good with a nice volume and easy to rank for. So it's easier to do this than let's check GPT, probate for second marriages and see what's indeed this might appear, but look here, there's no volume. Let's try again. Probate and guardianship. These are two very large topics put together. Making an article on this, it's just too much. And probably the volume is also non-existent. So that's why before making topical maps that deliver results, check manually everything and uncover the angles and the aspects you need to cover. Now that you understand the importance of building topical authority and know how it can transform your rankings and organic traffic, it's time to put this knowledge into action. But here is one crucial step you can't overlook: conducting a full technical SEO audit. Why? Because without ensuring your website is technically optimized, even the best content strategy and top topical authority might not give you the results you are aiming for. So, if you are ready to optimize your website for maximum performance and finally start ranking like the experts, check out my video on how to conduct a technical SEO audit right here. Trust me, this is the next step in your journey to SEO success.